This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 366, Tilting My Mirror, Motivation is Delicate, and Kurt Vonnegut Explains Trauma. And I'm Justin Malik. Happy Sunday and day after the big episode 365, starting a brand new year of Optimal Living Daily where I read to you every single day from some of the best personal development bloggers I can find, just like an audiobook, with their permission. And I haven't read from Sivers in a long time, but that's his fault. His posts are really short and rare. So I started getting low on posts that would work for this format, but he wrote another short one, so I'm going to read you 2 posts today. Super bonus for you. And with that, let's hear these posts as we optimize your life. Tilting My Mirror, Motivation is Delicate, by Sivers of Sivers.org. Motivation is delicate. When you notice your motivation dying, you have to seek out the subtle cause. Then a simple tweak can make all the difference between achieving something or not. An hour outside my city, there's a little mountain range. It's gorgeous on the other side. But the road that crosses the mountains is very twisted with sharp turns every few seconds. The first 2 times I drove across it, my kid threw up in the back seat. It's also stressful. I'm surrounded by gorgeous mountain scenery, but I can't take my eyes off the winding road. Though I drive at a normal speed, the other cars follow impatiently on my tail because many of them drive this road every day. It's only a half hour to cross, but I always arrive pretty drained. The stress was affecting my motivation enough that I wanted to stop visiting. So one day, I tried a new approach. I drove really slowly. Now the turns didn't make my kids sick. Now I could afford to take a few seconds to glance sideways and appreciate the scenery. Now it wasn't stressful, except for one thing, the impatient queue of cars behind me. I care, perhaps too much, about other people, so just seeing them in my mirror made me go back to driving faster than I wanted, which brought back all the original problems. So I made one simple tweak. I tilted my rearview mirror up towards the ceiling so I couldn't see anything behind me. Instantly relaxed. Now it feels like I'm almost alone on this gorgeous mountain drive, going at my own pace, not influenced or stressed by anyone else. There's a passing lane every few minutes, so when it comes, the other cars whiz by me. For 30 minutes, they're not my problem. When I get to the other side, I put my mirror back. Now I go visit all the time, no stress at all. You know I'm going for the metaphor here. Social media comments, distracting environments, discouraging family, your email inbox. Even the toughest of us have delicate motivations. When you notice something is affecting your drive, find a way to adjust your environment, even if it's a little inconvenient to others. Kurt Vonnegut Explains Trauma, by Sivers of Sivers.org. I was at a Kurt Vonnegut talk in New York a few years ago, talking about writing, life, and everything. He explained why people have such a need for drama in their life. He said, people have been hearing fantastic stories since time began. The problem is they think life is supposed to be like the stories. Let's look at a few examples. He drew an empty grid on the board. Time moves from left to right, happiness from bottom to up. He said, let's look at a very common story arc, the story of Cinderella. It starts with her awful life with evil stepsisters scrubbing the fireplace. Then she gets an invitation to the ball. Things look up. Then the fairy godmother makes her a dress and a coach, even better. Then she goes to the ball and dances with the prince. This is great. But then it's midnight. She has to go. Oh no, sadness. Back to her humdrum life scrubbing the fireplace. But it's not as bad as before because she's had this encouraging experience. Then the prince finds her, and the happiness factor is off the chart, happily ever after. People love that story. This story arc has been written 1,000 times in 1,000 tales, and because of it, people think their lives are supposed to be like this. He wiped the board clean and said, now let's take a look at another popular story arc, the disaster. It's an ordinary day in an ordinary town, but something horrible happens. A child falls down a well. The whole town gathers to save her. Old grudges surface, but are belittled in the light of this tragedy. Rifts are bonded as people work together. The child is saved, and all is well. But it's a little better than it was before, now that this incident has brought them all closer together. People love that story. This story arc has been written 1,000 times in 1,000 tales, and because of it, people think their lives are supposed to be like this. But the problem is, life is really like this. Our lives drift along with normal things happening, some ups, some downs, but nothing to go down in history about, nothing so fantastic or terrible that'll be told for 1,000 years. But because we grew up surrounded by big dramatic story arcs and books and movies, we think our lives are supposed to be filled with huge ups and downs, so people pretend there is drama when there is none. That's why people invent fights. That's why we're drawn to sports. That's why we act like everything that happens to us is such a big deal. We're trying to make our life into a fairy tale. You just listened to the 2 posts titled Tilting My Mirror, Motivation is Delicate, and Kurt Vonnegut Explains Drama by Derek Sivers of Sivers.org. And that second post is a little nod to one of my best friends, Dr. Chris Patty, who made a special appearance in yesterday's special episode 365. Please listen to that one if you haven't. It's worth it. And before I get out of here, if you'd like to help out this podcast, you can contribute by visiting oldpodcast.com/support. If you can't contribute financially, that page also has some other ideas that go a long way to help keep the show alive. Again, just visit oldpodcast.com/support, or you can go straight to oldpodcast.com and look for the How to Help page. Thank you very much for listening and subscribing and for showing your support. And that's it for today. Hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's Minimalist Monday episode, where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.